Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is Saturday, March 2nd, so you know what time it is. It's Wax Gaming Weekly Recap time, where we try and go through all the latest information from this past week from the Wax blockchain, plus anything that's coming up here in the near future in 15 minutes or less. Lots of great things going on, some great events coming up here, so stay tuned. But before we jump into the video, please take a quick look at this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any project. Don't take my word for it. Just make sure it's right for your situation. All right, so let's get it started. First of all, I wanted to talk about what's coming up here on Wednesday, March 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. The Wax Wednesday, these happen every single week, and they bring in different people, which is a great thing to tune into if you're available at that time. But this week is actually going to be kind of cool because it's going to be Lucas, who is the CTO of Wax, who's going to come up there and give us essentially his Q1 update. Tells us everything that Wax has been working on for Q1. Plus, they often give a lot of hints as far as what's coming up in the next quarter, next couple months. So it's an interesting thing to watch, so you can kind of get a hint of what's coming up here on the Wax blockchain. The last one that they did at the end of the year, they really focused on a lot of the tokenomics that are coming with the changes of the staking and things like that. So there's a lot of good information to be aware of what's coming. So I'm curious to see what's going to be really coming in the next few months for Wax. And I think we'll hear a lot about that on the Wax Wednesday with Lucas. Next on the list, we have Interverse. By the time you're watching this, it's actually almost over, at least this session. I think it ends on Sunday, I believe, tomorrow. So go ahead if you haven't had a chance to compete with this. If you're not sure what this is, it's essentially you represent one of your favorite games within the game. You do a Street Fighter style, I guess, arena battle against someone else. And every time you win, you get some points, and the project that you're representing also gets some points. So go ahead and check it out. They do this it feels like almost every month, where they bring in different projects, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to get the community together, and it's a great way to represent your favorite projects that are out there. Next on the list, we have a couple updates from Avalon. A main update that's coming out here is I want to let you all know that Alpha version 3, which is the last version of Alpha that they're going to release, at least that's what's planned to be the last version of it, is going to be released here shortly. They're guessing the early to middle of March. There's going to be a lot of updates in this, and you're actually going to be able to play your character that you own. They're going to have the blends coming out here shortly for badges and passes. So you're going to be able to play your character up to level 20. They're just putting the cap on level 20 for this alpha, just because they don't want you to get too far advanced. Because there's some players in there that for the first version alpha, they have characters up to 300. Well, they would just think it would be a little too much for players to go ahead and jump into that right away. Beta, you'll get full range. But this last version of alpha, you'll be capped at level 20 as far as your actual NFT character. So it's fun that we're actually shifting from passes to our characters now and be able to really level those up. So I'm excited to see that. They also have a giveaway going on right now. If you're interested in checking out the Avalon game, what they're doing is in correlation with their entry, I guess their listing on Epic. If you go out there and you wish list on Epic and you send a screenshot and a ticket to the Danu team within their Discord, you're going to go ahead and get a 7-day pass where you can go ahead and test out Avalon to see if it's the right game for you, see what you like, and it's free. You get to try it for free. You just got to make sure you put them on the wish list. It's a little task that you need to do ahead of time, but it gives you a chance to test out the game itself and allows you to move forward, because there's a lot of people that were curious as far as free to play goes. This is as free to play as you're going to get with Avalon. So I would go ahead and test it out if that's something that you're interested in. Also wanted to mention they have a brand new village coming in version 3 that's going to be coming out here shortly. All the other villages that are available are all, I believe they're almost all full. So they wanted to go ahead and release another village. This is going to be the last village on the Genesis Island before they start expanding to the new islands that are going to be part of beta and launch. So just wanted to throw that out there. Let's go ahead and move on to FGL and some of the updates that they have for FGL. For Cosmic Clash, they are in the last week of the season. So they're going to be wrapping up here very shortly. This is the last event filled week, so you can go ahead and check out the details in the Discord for that one. Also from the Outlaw Trooper side, the season has been flowing. We're in the second week. Wanted to just do a quick reminder as far as the weekly competitions, since they are different than all the past seasons. Each weekly competition is going to have a different category, a different focus or a goal, however you want to say it. This week is tiered on actually encounters and clearing the most tiers. The next one's going to be really around the shards purified. So two interesting events that are coming up here. Then they go back to robotic keys that are spent. So every single week they're going to have a different category, and they give some really cool prizes, limited characters, a whole bunch of FGL that's given away. So it's definitely worth checking out if you're in the game. It gives you something new to focus on every week. And then last but not least, I wanted to mention Machiavellic. They've been running into this one issue they're kind of struggling to get through. So it's been delayed as far as the boarding process has been delayed several times now. Currently, at the time of this recording, it is scheduled for Saturday, March 2nd at 2 p.m. UTC. You all know that I record these on Friday morning, and they did mention in the chat that they're going to go ahead and do an announcement tonight, which is going to be Friday night my time. It'll be yesterday your time, so you may have already seen it. But as of the time of the recording, they are scheduled to go ahead and start the boarding process here in a few hours from the time you're probably watching this. Next on the list, we have NFT Battle Miners. They've been so focused on alchemy with this one. They actually have a fusion event that kicked off on Thursday. It's going all the way to pretty much the end of day on Sunday, where you can go ahead and get some additional rewards if you go through and do some fusion with that. They've been doing updates to the actual alchemy and the collection process to really kind of refine that and get that in good shape before they actually introduce the combination, the actual alchemy work itself. I've also heard some hints that once they get these last items really finalized and put out there, they're going to go ahead and start talking about the next season of Shadow Depths. So we'll go ahead, and as soon as we get more information around Shadow Depths, we'll go ahead and put that out there because, as you know, that's one of my favorite games right now on the Wax blockchain. And then next on the list, we have Aphelium. They have actually, just so you're aware, they have a season that's kicking off here on March 10th. So season 3 is going to kick off. I'm actually going to release a video this coming week that gives you all the details, all the changes with the season, because there are some changes. There's both changes with the duration of the season, and there's changes with how you get the rewards within the season. So we'll go ahead and put all these details out there for you. I wanted to also go ahead and mention that they have a Zelly event that's going on. These Zelly events are great as far as building in the community. You also, I think it's for every 100 points you get a sticker that can be used for blends, and you can go ahead and craft other items for in-game. So there's a lot of things that are going on that are pretty cool with the Aphelium side. If you're into the game, I would definitely check out their Discord and the announcements that are out there. Next on the list is Wombat. They've been going through a lot of things, especially on the utility side, and you all know that Dungeon Master season just kicked off with some updates with the guild side. They're actually, Mad here confirmed that he's going to try and do more updates within the announcement, so I wanted to just go ahead and highlight that. So they did make some updates in here. Another thing I wanted to mention with Wombat, and tying in with Avalon, I should actually mention this earlier, they are actually going to do a partnership so you can earn Wombucks and stuff by playing the game and getting some NFTs using your Wombat wallet. So some cool things happening with there. They continue to go ahead and collaborate with a number of other games, really spreading their utility across. I think they're doing a great job, especially on the utility side with Atomic Hub, with Womplay, and their wallet and so forth. So cool things happening there with Wombat. Next on the list, NFT Panda. This is actually something that's cool that I hinted at in past weeks, but they finally put a Medium post out there 3 days ago, technically 4 days ago when you're watching this. And I encourage you to go ahead and check it out because it talks about the lands. It talks about all the things that are coming up as far as the eggs and the incubators and things like that. Some really big changes happening to NFT Panda that I think are pretty cool. I was excited about this when I did the overview or the review that I did a couple weeks ago. So more details coming with this, but go ahead and check out their Discord. You can see they have pets coming, things like that. They have land. I'm assuming there's going to be PvP with the pets, kind of like this is all a guess. I think it's PvP with the pets. So just go ahead and check out their Discord, and maybe I'll put a link in the description also below to this Medium article so you can see the updates that are happening. Then we got Realm. Realm went ahead and kicked off their next season. Season 11 is now officially live. Not too many changes with the season itself. They do have a calendar out there if you're going ahead and playing. Still a quality game, especially if you're going to play a little more casual. The 12 weeks, I say this every time. You guys are probably so sick of me saying this. 12 weeks is a little bit long, but I know there's a lot of people that absolutely love Realm. So I just want to make sure you're all aware that it has kicked off as far as season 11 goes. So good luck to everybody that is competing this season. Next on the list, we have Castles. Just want to go ahead and throw it out there that they're going to go ahead and kick off their Super Lumberjack crafting events. Jumping back 2 years ago, I loved Castles and all the crafting events that they're doing. So I'm happy. I'm very happy that they're getting back to it. They still have a lot of work to go ahead and catch up with the rest of Wax. But it's really nice to see that they're doing crafting events, which will essentially start reducing the number of NFTs that are out there. They have another event that's going on right now for blending the heroes. So they're going through the process to try and fix a few things that are with the game. We'll just say that. Next on the list, we have Thrive on Mars. They went ahead and they're actually doing, they ran into some issues. For a while, the hazards haven't been turned on, and that's basically what will degrade your equipment, so you have to go ahead and repair it. Apparently, it didn't go super well when they went ahead and turned it on. So they're going through and they're adjusting. They're listening to the community to try and repair some things and adjust some things to make it more, just to make it overall better. So just keep in mind in that will be, they'll probably be pushing that a little bit more. It'll be turning back on here shortly. And then from the Funko perspective, they actually have a new drop coming out here. It's another Transformers drop. Some names that I'm not super familiar with, but there's also some names here that I think are pretty cool. But this is going to go ahead and drop on March 5th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. There is going to be a smaller amount of packs on this one. Again, standard packs is only going to be 21,000 available, and premium packs is going to be 17,000 available. So they continue to try and reduce that because, let's be honest, the last number of drops have not sold out. So they want to get back to getting that really people interested in this. I think Transformers is a very popular segment or very popular series for them. I think it went really well for them last time. So I'm curious to see how this one goes. As far as the physical pops go, there's nothing that really jumps out at me. This one, obviously, the Ultra Magnus is a neat one, but it also looks a lot like some of the other ones that they put out there. This one's cool as far as Freddy Funko with Grimlock, as Grimlock. I'm always a fan of the Freddy Funkos. So let me know what you think about some of these. This one is metallic. Be aware that usually the black metallic isn't super shiny, but the rest of it could be shiny, especially the gold chest and the silver arms. Those could be pretty neat. Let me know what you think about this series, and if you're going to go ahead and jump into it. The last two things that I wanted to talk about are unfortunately kind of just been happening a lot, not just on the Wax blockchain, but every single blockchain. I wanted to give you some updates on a few things that are happening. This one's not so bad. Cosmos 11 is going to go through a process where they're making some changes to the game and the NFTs. There's been just way too many NFTs out there for Cosmos 11. So they're trying to go through the process of kind of reducing that, making each NFT or player have a lifespan. So you can go ahead and check out their Discord as far as some of the changes that they're going to be making. But unfortunately, the next one that I want to talk about kind of saw coming, and I think most people saw coming. They're not going away, at least I hope not. Million on Mars made an announcement this week. Actually, it was yesterday my time, where they're actually going to be shutting down the game for some time. We've seen a number of other projects do this, and we obviously hope that they shut down, they do what they need to do, and they come back up. Track record for most projects is not the greatest, but I don't want to speculate because I want to be optimistic about this. Just want to make you all aware that they're going to essentially be doing a snapshot here in March, and I think it's March 15th. Yeah, March 15th. They're going to go ahead and do a snapshot with what you have in game. And then in May, they're actually going to shut down the game itself. So you won't have access to majority of the game. You'll have access to a few small things. And what they're going to be doing is they're going through a process of revamping the game, trying to make it a better overall option as far as the gameplay goes. we are seeing this a lot. Like you build a whole bunch of games during a bull market where you think that it's just going to continue to go on a bull market, and then a bear market just kind of hits you. Uh, every single project's going to have to do some adjustments to it. So it's unfortunate. Hopefully they are able to work through this and they'll come back, especially for all of you diehard Million on Mars players. But I just wanted to make sure you're aware of this. Unfortunately, it's becoming a common thing. Hopefully, with the spike that we had with the wax value and Bitcoin over the last couple of days, hopefully that continues the trend and we go into bull market and everybody is back on the happy side. But this is an unfortunate thing of bear markets. But that's the updates that I had. Not a ton this week because there's been a lot of focus on Interverse and a few other things. But we'll start having some updates here, especially if wax keeps going up. We'll go ahead and talk more about that, and there'll be some more updates around there. I hope you all have a great day, great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.